Sorry, I got a stupid song stuck in my head. I do. It's like really stuck in my head.
It happens.
Let's see. Do I want that drink or do I want my other drink, baby?
Oh, no. Close that door there. Yeah.
I know that.
Please.
A or B? Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey, Pam. Y'all doing okay? We're here, love. That's about it. Um, got a doctor's appointment in the morning. Hey, Granny. Um, this is going to be the first or the second that has been found alive. Ryan Davis Jr., that goes by JR, has been found. He was in a home somewhere. I think his aunt's home, or probably someone he knew. And that is just awesome. So he ran for his life. And I guess, hey Sabina, I was telling them about Ryan Davis Jr., that goes by RJ, has been found. He was in a building. This way, it was told to me, a building, so I don't know if a home or what. But anyway, he has been found. Um, they didn't really say what kind of state he was in of it. Um, he he did go to his aunt's house, and the parents threatened her, I reckon, about some stuff, and perhaps their driveway is where he collapsed when he said that he passed out, and maybe the aunt and the sis got into it. I don't know, but it had to happen before they got locked up. So the aunt or somebody had to call and report that, and I couldn't cipher. I was on 50-50, 100%, but there's so many times that it goes by that we don't get that lucky. And I said 95%, he's probably deceased. But that's all because of the good Lord. He ran for his life. Hey, Paula, Kathy. The stepdad, George Cole, was hospitalized, tried to take his own life in jail. But, they are things that stick out. Haley saying, and I know I ain't mentioned it in a long time, but, here is learning about the paranormal. Yeah, I can connect with people, but it's not an automatic deal. You don't know when it's going to happen. I wanted to say 50-50 on it, but I said 95%. Because usually that's about the route it goes. But some things did still stand out. Now we know that Nut Job is hospitalized because he tried to kill himself, and yes, he's a coward for doing so. But he knows that all this is going to fall back on him here. There were drugs involved, so that would be the chemicals. Fell on the ground. That would have been probably at the aunt's house. Something family. He said, kill him. And I said, why would you want that? And he said, I had to live with him. So this this situation here is another learning experience. Y'all are pretty easy for me to get. When we get something like this, first thing we do most times is think of the worst. I try to push myself to the positive side, but the way this world is, it's hard to do. That's like, let's see who's on. Lisa, Pamela, Kathy, Paula, Sabina. I could connect with either one of y'all like that. But I know that you're still here in the physical. Hey, Donna. How you doing, love? And I know how to work that type of energy and pull from your energy. When I was sitting here debating, when Sabina, I believe it was Sabina, asked me, do I think he's alive or dead? I was definitely stuck on 50-50. But I guess the nature of the world is what got me on 95%. And this type of stuff is going on all over the world, and that bestiality, same thing. So this Ryan has got done this way since the age of 2. Donna says, hey, Kristen.
Hey.
And I figure that he just took enough. He probably figured he'd end up worse off if he left, and just as much left off, felt like he gonna pass away if he stayed. How could he have friends? How could he do anything with that kind of stuff going on in his life at the age of 12 years old? That's no way for anybody to have to live. I bet you wouldn't do me a favor, would you? I'd run off and left. I reckon I did. I smoked. I believe they in there on the table by the chair. No, kitchen bar. Yeah, to lay my coffee. Please. I love you forever. Has anyone else sent a new clip of anything that we know that they have not yet been found? Because if not, we're going to have us tonight. Just let it play. People ask questions and see what we get. That's right. She said that, bless that RJ, said he gets to tell his story, put them monster in prison.
I love
dyslexia. I do the same thing.
I have dyslexia too, so
I can't-
don't feel bad.
I can't stay reading or focused neither. So, it should probably hit headlines, I guess, Sabina. Um, so they deserve everything they get coming. You just ain't gonna do that and get by with it, you know?
Where's not in the kitchen?
Huh?
It was not in the kitchen.
Oh, where was it? On the
There we
table? Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Probably just have him messed up completely uh the rest of his life. Cajun Navy found him. Well, that's good. So yeah, Donna, you ain't the only one that's dyslexic.
No, I am.
Same here.
I am. That's why it takes me a while to read physical books, but like online books, I can read them pretty fast.
I can read a comment sometimes, and if I look away or something, I forget what the comment was, and I have to read it again.
Yeah, that's me. But that's forgetfulness, though.
Well, I got that short-term memory loss, so
Yeah, we both do.
that ain't helping none. That medicine ain't working. There you go. AMZ. They the ones that shot that woman, wasn't it? ICE. They've been rallying over. She's not from here. I'm pretty sure they probably gave her every opportunity to get out of here, but you know, I hate to say it, it's got to the point to where, people, it would be safer for everybody all around the world, not just here in the U.S., but everywhere, if everybody stayed in their own countries. I mean, if they're born here, that's fine, but if they're not, you know, and that's sad to have to say, you know. Mine don't either. Mine don't work flip. And I take 2 of them a day. They 100 milligram a piece. Still don't do no good. And said it would um, even help people with like bad dreams and whatnot. What'd you tell the police?
Oh no.
Tell them, say, hey, I'll call them on you too, daggone. They'll leave pretty quick. I don't care if the police not. I can't stand it. Somebody have to hide behind a badge. Daggone. Yeah, that's right. And that's the driveway I pulled up in. That's their deal. Yeah, everybody's got their own culture and this and that and other, and which I don't get into politics too much, but I would still say in the best way possible to have some peace in every country, not just us. And that needs to be told very clearly. Not just us, but for everybody that is tired of all this negativity, fighting, wars, you name it. If you're not born in the U.S., go back to your country. If you want to come over and vacation, fine. When that vacation time's over, get back into your country. Well, they probably threw them over there. Run down to Walmart or somewhere, or Ace somewhere, and get you or what's that store I like getting tools out of? Harbor Freight.
Yeah, that's Harbor Freight.
If you got a Harbor Freight around there, go down there and get you a big magnet. They ain't but like $6, and he'll pull anything up in the yard, and they're stout. So awesomeness on RJ or Ryan Jr. Thank God he is found. Yeah. Well, I'm not. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they're born here, that's fine. That's right. You did. I kind of respected that after I said that. I spoke too soon. Well, I love all people. It don't make no difference what your color is or race, anything. I don't give a flip about that. I'm just talking about world peace. You know, that's like me. I got a lot of Indian in me, and I ain't living up on no reservation. Mother, she's full blooded. I mean, they it just needs to be done to stop a lot of this uh, coming over and trying to take over. And I mean, you can't rent a hotel. You can't hardly go into a gas station unless it's somebody from another country running the deal. Yeah, that'd work too. Yeah, there's a lot of good magnets inside of speakers. Yeah, they said I'd have to be over 50%, and I went to two different places and they said 50%. One come back once and said that was 51%. I thought, okay, I can draw up my papers. Well, started doing that, and then I had a email back that they overlooked it and it is 50%. So that went out the window. The lady was a U.S. citizen. I figured it's probably that woman with that feller come over here. That's what I am, Cherokee. That's cool, Donna. Um, and that was before our time, so we can't. Let's see how to put this. And I say it in the best way possible. What our ancestors has done, good or bad, where they've been abused or abused someone. Our ancestors have nothing to do with what we're dealing with today. That's their business, none of ours. We wasn't born 150 years ago. And people like to hold on to that. I mean, people need to really get over themselves because we can't change history. All that for the birds. Um, we are who we are, but we, all this racist junk going on. I mean, it's always something. Well, what about Indians? They got treated wrong too. They lost their land and white people took it over. We got mistreated too. Why don't we kick our heels up? Because what they did 150 years ago is none of our business. So people that want to think in racist ways, to me, it's just ignorant. I mean, it ain't got a daggone thing to do with us today. And I've heard a lot of them still wanting to think they can put themselves in their ancestors' shoes. Wrong. Yeah, I'm part Irish too. Daddy had Irish blood in him. They married Canadian citizens. It's cool. Well, it would have been worse if what's her name would have got in there because she wanted all the foreigners in here. And I think that we got enough. Um, hey, you've been my guest. Um, everybody has their own opinions, Annie. Everybody. Yeah, stuff that happened in the past, which is our history, ain't no sense in trying to act like you're part of it because you're not. So that's just the way I see it. And for myself, I don't vote. I do not vote. Um, yeah, they blew his thing out of proportion. Whites, blacks, Indians, Mexicans, whatever, just full-blooded Africans, whatnot. Man, that was history. Get over your daggum self. You know, that's just to me, it's just stupid. Can't do nothing about it. So I can't stand that. And I like all races, but daggum it, I'm not gonna sit by and just listen to that junk. And I've had people to try to do that around me, and I tell them just shut up. That's stupid. You bleed red just like I do. Daggum it. But I don't try to be like my ancestors and throw out on people here in the 20th century, which is dumb. Hey, Patricia.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I'm the most less. Uh, well, I don't like I said. I don't give a damn if you're black, green, yellow, or whatever, brown. I don't care. You're all human beings just like everybody else. Shot. Chris. Talk to me. That's right, dang it. Yeah. Who's here and wants to talk? Grandpa. Sabina is right there.
What?
Tina is not on. And he says, talk to us, sweet spirits. Yeah. That's exactly what they do with that AI junk. Hey, Summer. MZ says, love you, Summer and Rose. Hey. I heard someone say they gave me, and then Summer finished it off saying headache. Let's move this one for a minute. Talk to me.
Noise.
Did you say ice?
It's a picture. It's pro Scotland. Decision
For
the best. The
best.
license egg.
That's all you have to say. Well, we don't know what you're talking about, so it really don't matter what you're talking about.
Remember the
Remadera. 1409 lights.
I am members to two. Received. In soda.
What was it in soda?
Subscribe to.
Were you murdered?
Or something, you know.
Did someone put something in your drink?
You know,
Hey,
we have
were you poisoned?
I actually was speaking. Oh,
You said something about in
we're
your
doing a
Coke, Virginia.
Wales and Scotland.
You might as well stop. Yeah, sure. I got some on from up there in Virginia.
Well,
Who you
for a
want?
minimum,
Who you want to holler at?
sure that
Hey, Carol.
be fantastic.
Who's that child?
To help support.
You said from Virginia. Might well stop by. And then you said something about something in your Coke. Were you poisoned?
The unit.
Sorry to hear that.
Is that the
It was.
probably? That was 20.
You was 20.
Son.
That's with a son. You started early.
Breakfast. And the reason
The reason you call it is why.
fish.
What do you think you
Actually,
What do you think you were poisoned with?
diesel. You see,
What did you see?
in
An enemy. And you either left a drink around them or
yes,
he ordered. And you sat
the whole point.
and drank with the enemy. That's not the brightest idea in the world.
Let's look at
Probably shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry that happened. That's why that old saying is, you got to watch who you run with.
In addition,
You run with a pack of dogs, you sooner or later going to get some fleas. So sometimes you can't blame other people for a lot of things. You have to hold accountability yourself. That'd be changing transmission.
it is
In these what?
condition.
Tools.
You haven't radio.
You have a radio.
Fairly.
Rachel was there.
He sent it.
Who sent what? Women.
I'm just about
On a boat.
Then. Yeah, now.
Is that something called put out, get out?
Looks like
Just like that.
a bomb. I think.
Hey, some people. There's some people that's cruel like that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Full of this tension. Then.
A fed.
That's true. The interest.
See, if you give them a inch, they'll take a mile. When this thing clears, it will probably be about sex trafficking. That's about the route he's going on it.
Conspiracy. Calling. Yeah.
Were there many women
Look at.
on a boat?
Go. They.
A girl, what? How many you reckon? Give me a direct number if you can. How many you think?
Oh no.
14?
Yeah.
Any from the U.S. or just foreign countries? Vietnam, China, U.S., Europe, Canada.
Awesome. They think it's.
You're on a roll there. Carry on.
The road.
A road.
What?
How many girls and women we talking about? You said 14 on women. What about children?
I
understand they're little and they're from what age? What age range were the children? Don't say that. What age were the children? 7. What else? What other number? There's what?
Question is that.
What? They were selected. I'm sure that's the way they do it. They scope them out before they ever do it.
White.
They were white. Where did they come from? Where did they come from? If you come
Joke.
through national borderline,
Just
ships and boats would have been searched.
that we have to.
Where were
Okay.
Where were these women and children from? You said Israel.
What?
Where else?
Italy.
Italy. You do realize that all these children, children and teens, they have families. They have brothers, sisters, moms and dads, grandparents.
We don't. It would be.
And ain't done nothing about it.
Got to me.
They got to you.
You already from
The army that you probably thought was the army.
versus man.
There's some sick people out there. What were these women and children used for?
Very much.
They didn't have to tell you. You already know. What was these teens and children used for? Work, yeah, but what kind of work? For a pimp. If people would just stop and think for a minute, what if that happened to one of their family members? What you gonna say then? Sorry as hell. Okay. That just people make me sick. People like that. I know you probably won't. I'm gonna ask a question. I know you probably won't tell me, but now that you're deceased, it wouldn't hurt you to say it now. Do you know the person's name that's
social media
that is ownership of what's going on? The ones that set up this deal.
and we all
Do you know a name of the person that's responsible for all this? She might have said he's scared. I don't know. There you go. I couldn't make out what you said in the beginning. You met Cha-Cha. Who's the leader in that outfit? I mean, even if it's a Spanish name or Hungarian, whatever it is, I don't care. Just say it, and we can. If you can, just say the name, and we can use the translator app and find out what the name is. I heard Paul too.
From the young
You're from where?
Latvia.
You're locked in?
No.
Well, apparently not. Now that you're deceased. Apparently you didn't do something that they wanted. That's how come you drank your Coke and now you're speaking to me. Kind of adds up, don't it? You can't do bad things and expect for everything to go good all the time. Eventually you'll get caught up, either this world or when the Lord comes back, one or the other. You're gonna get it. There are over 100,016 children go missing every year between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico City. New Mexico. It's crazy. It's uncalled for. You were condemned. Well, I suppose when they fixed your drink, you were. Well, now's your chance to
Do that.
start talking on them and perhaps save a lot of children and teens' lives. I didn't study. I know they're being abused. And then we catch tail end of it here. It is. I mean, yeah, Mexico, the U.S., Canada, and that's just them three places. I mean, we're not even talking yet about some of the other states in the U.S. or other foreign countries. Yeah, one's too many. See, a lot of these kind of things was started years and years and years ago, and it bumps down to generation to generation. They just keep the business going. They've just tried to find smarter ways of doing it.
Dialogue with it.
Long.
You died along with them. Yeah.
This is nuts.
You drank their own Coke, I guess.
Cool. To what? This is which is
Are you talking about the men's wives?
they
This is to be for the
The wives of the men that's doing this. Is that a definitely?
that
Hey, but you so also for
I heard somebody say Paula,
I want
and then I heard somebody asked about somebody's foot. How's your foot?
to have it.
It shouldn't be too hard for you. Now that you're deceased, all you have to do now is tell the name of the person, the boss that's over all this mess that
match that never happened.
you were involved with. They can't say nothing to you now.
Further,
Father, he owned the workshop.
incredibly
Sure.
You know, there's a place over there.
making
I think it was over in Tijuana, somewhere down there in Mexico. And they had a sewing factory down there. And they had children as young as 8, 9 year old as well in there sewing with the rest of the women and children. And that building was just for the front, just the front to knock everybody's attention off. But in that same building, underground in the basement of there, were a lot that had been captive, held captive. And they try to feed them and do this and do that to get them in better health, let them grow and whatnot, and then put them up in the front row. And a lot of people stop and think about, well, they're using these teens and children just strictly for, sexual reasons. Well, no, that's not the case. Um, they were about 4 different laboratories in that basement. There was a spot where they were making uh, meth. They were a place where they were making crack. There was a place where they were growing marijuana. They was making heroin. And if you went by or went in, all you seen was them sewing. You didn't think nothing about in the back or underneath. So that's how they put on a front and get by with this kind of stuff. And each month they'll have somebody come by, and all the teens and adult women have to stand up, and they get a pick of who they want, how many, and all that stuff. Then the seller gets paid, they get out. And then from there on, it's probably sexual stuff. Uh, you know, could you just imagine? I mean, I don't even want to, but being a child and kidnapped, knowing that your family is out looking for you, and I mean, their little minds is going to be flipped upside down. They don't know what to do. They ain't got nobody to cry out to. Very, very sickening. I, I don't think I'm going to stand it. Freaks, 33668 80Y3C. Hey, um, they've just got too many ways of doing things now like that, and they got creative with it. And that's how a lot of places build up and up and up, and you have to go through 30, 40 people before you can get to the main person that's in charge of all of it. And that's something that, the border patrols and all this good stuff, they don't get involved in all that. I mean, sometimes they're forced to, but usually they are looking for drugs and whatnot that's getting shipped uh, by boat. Um, even smaller boats that you wouldn't think, but like bass boats and things and stuff, and they catch them on the borders um, when they stop and camp out for the night and whatnot. I've heard of them getting 50, 60 pound a day uh, from them old swamps and places where they stop and camp out. Um, hey, Lynn, how you doing, love? And that's taking. Hey, Joni, that's taking a good bit out, but there's that much more or more coming in the next day or so. Yeah, thank you. Hanging in there, love. Um, so they got this thing played out. Um, Me and Christina was watching a show yesterday, I believe it was, and these two girls got pulled over, said they was headed to a funeral, and come find out, uh, the cop brought out a dog, and he hid on the vehicle, and they had some suitcases in the back in the trunk, and uh, they went through it, and they were uh, 10 packs this wide, this tall, that thick, that was taped up. There's a run them here, run them here, run them here. And it was all crystal meth, cocaine, heroin, you name it. And that's just a distraction. That's just a distraction. What they do is they have someone go through there with potential that they could get stopped unless they're lucky. But if they do get stopped, there's someone behind them that's carrying a lot more than what was, took off the road right there. And while they're dealing with them, they just keep trucking right on. They have figured out ways of doing this that cops just, some of them just only have like a one track mind or something. They don't think outside the box. And that's how we keep getting things brought in here. And uh, it's crazy, but the simplest ways of doing anything, that's how they do it. And you got some sewing factories. I've even heard of chicken houses. Um, Everybody in there, doing their work. Well, back of the building, under the building, that's where everybody and everything is stored until the next buyer comes through. Yes. Uh-huh. And the children, you're right on that. And children, they are schooled. They are, taught pretty much how to read and write and, all that good stuff enough to get them by. Um, it it's just grooming them, up to teen years. Once they get to be elders or whatnot, um, they're just discarded, and you know what that means. Um, so if you're not in good enough health to work or be good for the next person, the next buyer, um, they just wipe you out. He's so many children and teens and adults getting taken by the thousands every day. There was I, I where was it? Might be in Saudi Arabia. Uh, Over there, they're bad about beheading someone. Um, but sometimes they'll use other methods like dig a big hole, put somebody in it, just leave their head sticking out, and people can throw stones and rocks and whatnot at it until the person is deceased. Um, that's because they're not willing to do what their boss told them to do. And they are hundreds and hundreds each month in foreign countries that get done that way. And they are not from there. They're from here as well. Canada, um, UK, Japan, um, China, Beijing, Vietnam, Cambodia, um, and you know it's sick with the way that they do these people. Um, there once over in it might have been in the Philippines, I guess. I think now I could be wrong, but I think it was the Philippines. Anyway, I don't have to get some dye. My mustache turned gray.
Oh my.
um, now anyhow, they do this kind of crap, and they got kind of caught up with, and the guy that was over a lot of that, they put him in prison, and his name was Escobar. He was a known well drug dealer, and they put him in prison, and he was so wealthy that he could get a hold of a phone while in there and had a helicopter to come and hover over the top of the prison. And he busted through and climbed the fence railing in his window, kind of bent it over just enough to get out. And they dropped a rope and lifted him up and carried him on. Uh, well, about 4 or 5 months later, they found out where he was hiding and whatnot. And 7 or 8 police officers over there got killed as well, but they did kill Escobar. Uh, I think shot him once in the ear, and uh, the rest of his body was riddled with bullets. And he had family. He had a wife, a beautiful, beautiful young lady, uh, 2 girls and a boy, I believe. good-looking children, probably well educated. Um, I think the day that they did that was one of them's birthday or something. They was having a celebration, and he got up on top of his house or something, or on top of some buildings or something, and that's where he passed, right there on top of that building. Um, so they all think that they've just got everything whooped. And the bad part is these foreign countries and things really won't do anything about it unless the U.S. or somebody gets on them about it. Trump not long ago told what's his name over there? He said, if you harm one hair on a U.S. head, he said, I'll kill you. And he meant it. And sometimes that has to be the form of action to get somebody to really listen. And so Escobar just thought he would get by with it. They wouldn't come fool him again to take him to prison. That was what was in his mind. Well, now he's under dirt, and I bet now he wishes he had never did something such as that. And yes, you're right. It's gruesome. It's sickening. Um, the things that these children and teens and whatnot are, you know, having to do. I believe that a lot of that right there is why the good Lord is getting about fed up with this mess. And I don't blame him a bit. People get where they have a child come up missing or whatnot, and unless it's a perv somewhere around, uh, and they actually get found somewhere, uh, that's a whole different story. Uh, they look they look for people that you know lose a child in a shopping mall, and you're worried about them, and you thought they was right beside of you. Them are the ones that sometimes get taken. Young women having working graveyard shifts and things like that, or early morning, 4 or 5 o'clock. Sometimes by that time it's already dark, and they scope these people out before they ever even do anything. They know their name, they know the address, they know everything about them, and they do that to make sure that the family is not law enforced or whatever, or has any ties with foreign countries. Um, if they sometimes, I'm gonna say sometimes because it just plain is. If they give a young lady time to snatch up some things and hold her at gunpoint and say, "Look, we're gone," and a lot of times they will ask for a passport. And if they've already been to that country or state that they are headed back to, then more likely they end up just getting beat up and then run off. They're left there. But if not, they go with them. And the reason that is because certain people over there in foreign places are just like us. They have camera systems. They have all kind of things that they can get detail from every junked up apartment and all that filth over there and junk and hey Beck, and it's on registry. When you go to a foreign country, and they don't want to take a chance of bringing that person back to the same country that they were vacationing in. So a lot of times that saves a life, but they've got so sophisticated with it that it's yeah, just crazy. I don't, I don't everybody thought, well, when he dies, Escobar, that the border here uh, will stop doing what they're doing. But no, I think some of his close knit family, uh, probably cousin, brother, or something other, they kept it going. And authorities can't tell me they didn't know that would take place because they know it. Yeah, they're dumb, but they ain't that daggum dumb. Talk to me. Hello. You went to what, Rose? I know. Philip. Sabina is right there. Yeah, you see? Well, there she is right there. We've got a few on tonight. And one sitting in the back, if you come down and be part of JSV Fountains, you could probably hear from one of your loved ones. I know you could if you hang around long enough. Found who? Yes, Summer. They found him. Thank goodness. I think that's a blessing right there. Talk to me. Hello. I'm okay. You not got nothing to say or what?
Sit.
I don't know who you're talking to, but I am sitting. Sister.
Earring.
Earring.
Province of
Not talking about my sister. She don't wear earrings. Who are you talking about?
Like,
Who's that? Who is that young lady?
this man.
No, I heard a young
Hey, don't
lady
you?
there. You belong
You know
to
what?
what?
In the
Yeah.
Feel free,
Transfer.
feel free to speak.
What's first?
Yeah, let her speak first. Show her some respect.
I need teenage me. Outside.
Living outside.
What's income?
What is income? That's where you work and earn money to survive.
Take it. To next. Super Bowl.
How many spirits that are
8.
here speaking that you feel
No, you.
that you feel trapped?
I'll be. Banks.
I figure a lot.
the teenage acts.
Do a lot of you feel trapped? I'll tell you why you feel that way.
Virgin.
You need to cross over. You're still stuck in a death state. And that's the only thing that you can keep on your mind. Is the last thing to happen, last person you spoke to, last thing you did. If you cross over, you don't have to have them names and things hovering over you. It don't make no difference if you're a virgin or not. That's okay too. Trust me, there's a lot of men that would envy you, but that ain't got nothing to do with any of this. You're stuck in a death. You're stuck in a death state, and sometimes you just say the same thing over and over because that's all you know to say. You don't have to do that.
Mama.
Good night, Alan. You said mama. Who's your mama?
Mainly,
Who? Is that you?
Then. As up. This. But.
Is Alice your mom?
So,
this one.
And look.
Guess I'll cut it there, guys. Heaven, that'd be a good place to go. She's off tomorrow. If it, and if it's weather fit, uh, like I wanted to do the other night, but if it's weather fit, please keep an eye on your devices because we may go live in a cemetery tomorrow. Um, and some of you that's here tonight, if you new ones, uh, if you like the content, hit the subscribe button and hit the like and turn your notifications on. That way you can be here with us when we go live. And if anybody's got me on Facebook, I may end up going live for a little while on Facebook as well. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you tomorrow.